to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to FFC, the best sports show in the world. That's right. I'm claiming that title because you got to be great. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do, you want to be great at it. So why not claim greatness? You see, we're a great show. We're a great show. I don't give you guys false information. I come in here. Coach comes in here with the numbers. Coach comes in here to give you guys the real deal. Coach comes in here to show off his funny hats. You know, Coach comes in here to have a good time, you know. Clean this glass real quick. Or camera, I should say. Coach comes in here to have a good time. That's all. That's all. And give you guys vital and great information so we can enjoy fantasy football. Coach loves to play. I don't play anymore. I love for people to win fantasy football. I like to give out information. I like to play. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot you got to do to get me in your league. I'm sorry. I just don't just go to anybody's league anymore. I'd rather be the league and give you guys all the information you need rather than join the league. I'm sorry. I'm a little different. I've played so much that I've won so much. I don't have titles like that. I don't like. But at the end of the day, you're a champion. That's what's important. I don't need to have a trophy in fantasy football to be relevant. Just the fact that I know what I'm doing and I can come on here and to share and express that same love. And I'm not even charging nobody for nothing. I don't do that. That's not what this is about. This isn't about money. This is about joy. Football is joy. Being right about football is even more joyful, you know? So I just like to spread that joy. But before we even get to the fun part of football, we got to go through the backstage drama. And one of those, as we have for the next few weeks, is going to be schedule predictions. It is drama. Why is it drama? I mean, what are we doing? We're sitting here predicting what teams are going to do for the entire season, okay, right or wrong. And we're basing that with information that we're going to connect to our fantasy leagues. For instance, we have the line. We have the Browns. I have the Browns going 9 games this year, give or take 8 to 10. They could go up, they could go down, but that could kind of give you a good idea of, do you want any player on the Browns team? You know what I mean? Do you want Nick Chubb? Out of those 8-9 games, do you see Nick Chubb doing good, or do you see more of Isaiah Ford? Do you see more of a split backfield? I see it this year as more of a split backfield. They're going to basically try to use everybody on this team so they can get some wins. So for me personally, any running back for the Cleveland Browns, for me, is a 6th-round pick. Because they're sharing the rock, the value isn't going to be there. So that's kind of like what we're using the schedule prediction for, to kind of give us an idea of the players we want to draft in our fantasy team. Teddy, this information is vital. We need this information, Teddy, so we don't go out there and draft the MILF hunter. What was that boy named? Zach Wilson, just to have him on our team. We can't do that, Teddy. We got to get wins. Got to stay away from 14th place. Let somebody else live down there. We need to live at the top, Teddy. All right? All right, so let's get started. As we did last week, and we can do a review real quick. Let's say we had Baltimore, not last week, we did it Monday. Baltimore, we ended up with 11-6. Pittsburgh, we ended up with 8-9. Could be their first time not having 9+ wins. It could be, but I mean, 8-9. That they can easily steal a couple of games out of here. Okay, excuse me. So once we understand what the quarterback situation is for the Pittsburgh Steelers, we can have a better idea of what their season's going to be. Because once I find out more information, once I go through the training camp and look at more, I can come back and change their record easily. That's not an issue. But this is based off of what the information we have now, who's in their quarterback room right now, which is nobody. So even without a quarterback, though, it's still the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's still the top 10 defense. It's still Mike Tomlin team. So they'll be okay. In hindsight, they'll be okay. Cleveland Browns, I have them going 9-8. Their schedule isn't too bad. They have a pretty decent schedule. So 9-8 isn't too far off. And the Cincinnati Bengals, we have them at 13-4. They actually have a pretty easy schedule outside of their division. So they got Jaguars, Vikings with McCarthy, the Broncos still young. Detroit Lions, I think they're going to kind of crumble a little bit this year. Green Bay Packers, they're going to be maybe a 10-win team, maybe a 9-win team this year. New York Jets, they're winning like 7 probably games, maybe 8. Miami Dolphins are probably going to win 8-7 games, and Arizona Cardinals are going to win like 5-6 games. Maybe 7-8 because Seattle, but we're not there yet. So again, Cincinnati, they have a pretty decent schedule. All right. So now we move on to the AFC South, and we're gonna get started with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Jacksonville Jaguars have just acquired the number 2 overall pick, Travis Hunter. They still have Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure if I will be sold on Trevor Lawrence. Last year I saw a game between the between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. That game was the game of the overpaid quarterbacks. Okay, whoever lost that game is officially overpaid than the other quarterback. They're both overpaid basically, but Trevor Lawrence lost. Trevor Lawrence lost the overpaid competition. So he is very highly overpaid. Like he has done nothing. He had one stint in the playoffs where he came back and beat the Chargers, and that's been about it. There is nothing. I don't know. There's not much I could say positively about Trevor Lawrence. So I have the Jacksonville Jaguars with an 8-9 record this year. Not bad. They can win 9 games if they can steal from the Rams, 49ers, then I steal it from the Chiefs. If they can steal from the Chargers, or maybe the Tech, they might. You know what? No, they're splitting with the Texans. And maybe if they could steal late from the Broncos in Week 16, but they would have to steal 1 or 2 games for a 9-10 win season. It's possible. It's possible. But I don't know. I don't really have a much positive outcome for the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. So 8-9, maybe 9-8, not too bad. Indianapolis Colts. Now, for me, this is the team I'm worried about. They have gone since Andrew Luck. This team has gone through a stint of horrible quarterbacks. Horrible. They even tried to use Phillip Rivers in his last bit of retire, like right before he retired, to come and do something that he did absolutely not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I even thought Phillip Rivers could come in and save the day for a year. No, not Flacco. Nobody. So now they got Anthony Richardson. They went ahead and drafted a quarterback. He's hot garbage. I'm sorry. Maybe he turns it around this year for the Colts. Maybe not. Right now, I have them at 3-14. They could win a 4th game if they can maybe beat. I have them losing to the Raiders. That's how bad I think the Indianapolis Colts are. I have them losing to the Raiders. Okay. I have them losing to the Seahawks, and I don't think the Seahawks are going to be good this year. So those are 2 games they can win if they're better than what I think they are. But then that what's 5 wins. They're not beating the Rams. Then maybe they can beat the Cardinals and win 6. They're not beating Pittsburgh. They're not beating Atlanta. They're not beating the Chiefs. They're not beating the Jaguars. No, they're splitting with the Jaguars. They're not beating who else? They're not beating Miami. I actually had Miami beating them in week 1. I think the Colts are really bad. They didn't do much to me in the offseason. They're gonna be a very stagnant team because of their quarterback. So I just 3, maybe 5 wins is coming out of this team this year. All right, next over we got the Tennessee Titans. So you got Cam Ward, number 1 draft overall pick. Now, what do people expect a rookie to do on any team at quarterback? You can't look at Jaden Daniels as a blueprint. Jaden Daniels came to a team already built. They were ready for a quarterback. It didn't matter. There needed to be a good one. It could have been a veteran that was really good. They got a rookie that was exceptional. Okay. I got him into the playoffs. But remember, this team already had a defense. This team already had a running game. This team already had a set of receivers. This team was ready. It needed a leader. They found one. They got to the playoffs. That simple. This ain't happening with the Tennessee Titans. No. This will not be happening. Excuse me. With the Tennessee Titans. Okay, I need you guys to understand something. This team ain't ready to win. This team is literally in a rebuilding stage. Okay, so what that means is it's going to be about a couple years before we see the Titans in playoff contention, and it can be with Cam Ward. Yes, it's just going to be a minute. They need to get better as a team. They need to get better with chemistry. I'm not going to say they need this player. I'm not going to say they need that player. I don't know what they need right now, because what we actually do need to do is see if Cam can win with this team. See where we can allocate funds with this quarterback and this team, meaning who's getting cut at the end of the season. Right now, there is no need to sweat the coach. There's no need to sweat the players. There's no need. Only thing that needs to be sweated on this team this year is bad play. And I mean from players. What that means is you gone. You gone. We're not paying you a damn dime. You out of here. You're gone. You switching over here. You coming on this side. You want to bye. You're out of here. That's what needs to happen this year. Okay. We need to make an establishment. We need to make sure the entire roster understands what our motto is, what our momentum is. And if you are not following suit, you're leaving this team, because what we need to do is build this team for Cam Ward to be successful. Now, with that being said, at the state of what this team is right now, 7 wins. There's nothing wrong with that. A rookie coming in with nothing, okay? 7 wins. And he can win 8. I got him losing to the Patriots. He can't beat the Colts twice if I think the Colts are that bad. You know what I mean? So that can happen. I got them losing to the Browns. And that could be a flip. He could beat the Browns. But right now I'm going to keep it at a loss. Let's see. And that's about it. I don't see so that's about 2 or 3 more wins out of 7. So they have the potential to win 9 games, but again, they have to steal games from teams that kind of have a little bit more of an establishment in the seasons, in their careers. He's a rookie. He's coming to a rookie with barely anything. Now, his receiver, I can't remember his name because I had him as a rookie last year. That's going to be a good weapon for him. That's it. You know what I mean? They don't have much else now. And if they do have it, it won't show until chemistry develops with this team. Do you all know how long it takes to develop chemistry on a football team? It takes a year. It takes an entire season. This is why it's detrimental when a player gets hurt. Like, oh crap, because you're going to lose precious time building chemistry, to which you have to now dive into build again. You know what I mean? So this is the scary part about injury, especially if you're out for a long time. You cancel that chemistry till you come back. It's gone. So it takes about a good full season to gain chemistry. Okay? There's a lot of chemistry on Chiefs. No, who has more? A lot of chemistry on the Eagles offense. You're going to see more of it this year. It's going to be like a singing song, especially as them being defending champs. It's going to be like a swan song the way they're going to move the ball around. Chemistry. That's all. Chemistry. So until the Titans kind of, build on that a little bit better, 7 wins, 10 wins. 10 wins, 7 wins, maybe up to 9 wins is what I can give the rookie with this Tennessee Titans team. Okay. And with that being said, there is a team in this division that's actually going to take, to me, a bit of a bad downfall. For me, it's the Houston Texans. They are not going to be in the playoffs this year. They have a pretty tough schedule, to be quite honest with you. Now, they can flip the script in the first half of the season because I have them losing the first 3 games. They can flip the script and win those, but it's against the Rams, Tampa Bay Monday night, and Jacksonville on the road. Why is that important? Houston Texans do not have Tank Dell. The Houston Texans do not have Stephon Diggs. The Houston Texans have an aging running back. The Houston Texans have 1 wide receiver. And the Houston Texans have I'll give them a top 15 defense. Maybe. Some people may argue me with that, and they might beat me in that argument. I'll give them a top 15 defense. That right there, 6 wins. I got the Houston Texans falling pretty hard. I got them. So let's go back to who I have winning and losing in Jacksonville. Week 1, I have the Carolina Panthers. That's a win. Week 2, away, I have the Cincinnati Bengals as a loss. Week 3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see. We got Tennessee Titans. Hold on 1 second. There we go. I always forget to put up my banners. All right, so week 3 at home against the Houston Texans is a win. Week 4, late afternoon game away against San Francisco 49ers is a loss. Week 5, Monday night at home against Kansas City Chiefs is a loss. Week 6, afternoon game at home against Seattle is a win. Week 7 overseas at home against the Rams is a loss. And they usually win at home in London. However, they don't play teams like the Rams. This is the first time they've actually played. They're playing a playoff team. I have them losing this one. The week 9, late afternoon away against the Raiders is a win. Week 10 afternoon game away against the Houston is a loss. Week 11 at home against the Chargers is a loss. Week 12 away against the Cardinals is a win. Week 13 away against the Titans is a loss. Week 14 at home against the Colts is a win. Week 15 at home against the Jets is a win. Week 16 away against Denver is a loss. And week 17 away against Indianapolis is a loss. That's if Indianapolis doesn't stay sucking. They double up on Indianapolis. Well, I have them splitting 3-3 in the division. So I have the division pretty weak all across the board. So I have them all splitting. And then week 18 against Tennessee Titans at home is a win. All right, for the Indianapolis Colts. Week 1 at home against the Miami Dolphins is a loss. Week 2 at home against the Denver Broncos is a loss. Week 3 away against Tennessee Titans is a loss. Week 4 away against the Rams is a loss. Week 5 at home against the Raiders is a loss. And again, they could possibly beat the Raiders in that game. They could. But right now, I'm going to give the upper edge to the Raiders. Week 6 at home against Arizona is a loss. And I don't even like the Cardinals, but I just think the Cardinals are better than the Colts. Week 7 away against the Chargers is a loss. So the first 7 games is going to be they're going to be 0-7 is what I'm looking at for the Colts. They have a tough. It's not as a tough schedule. They aren't a good football team with Anthony Richardson. Let's see. Week 8 at home against Tennessee is a win. Week 9 away against Pittsburgh is a loss. Week 10, a morning game against Atlanta is a loss. They have a Week 11 bye week. Week 12, away against Kansas City is a loss. Week 13, at home against the Houston Texans is a win. Week 14, away against Jacksonville is a loss. Week 15, late afternoon, away against Seattle is a loss. Week 16, home against San Francisco is a loss. Week 17, home against Jacksonville is a win. And week 18, away against Houston is a loss. So 3 and 14, I haven't changed anything. All right, Tennessee Titans. All right, Tennessee, week 1, late afternoon away for the Denver Broncos, loss. Week 2, home against the Rams, loss. Week 3, home against the Indianapolis Colts is a win. Week 4, away against Houston Texans is a loss. Again, it's a split unless you're really, really bad. But again, this division to me is going to be kind of weak. So they're all splitting 3 and 3. Week 5 away against Arizona Cardinals is a win. Week 6 away against the Raiders is a win. Week 7 at home against the Patriots is a loss. Week 8 away against the Indianapolis Colts is a loss. Week 9 at home against the Chargers is a loss. They have a Week 10 bye week. Week 11 at home against the Texans is a win. Week 12 at home against Seattle is a win. Week 13 at home against Jacksonville is a win. Week 14 away against the Cleveland Browns is a loss. And again, they could flip the script and he could beat his home. And again, remember I said the Shadir is playing around that time. They got to culminate wins, storybooks type of game for two good friends. But again, Cam Ward can still win that story. So we'll have to wait and see. Where was I? Week 15 away against the 49ers is a loss. Week 16 against Kansas City at home is a loss. Week 17 at home against New Orleans Saints is a win. And week 18 away against the Jacksonville Jaguars is a loss. All right, and last but not least, the Houston Texans. Week 1 away against the Rams, loss. Week 2 at home against Tampa Bay, loss. Week 3 away against Jacksonville is a loss. Week 4 home against Tennessee is a win. Week 5 away against Baltimore is a loss. They have a week 6 bye week. Y'all know how I feel about those early byes. Now they got to push all the way through the week 18. And that's where it's going to get rocky because it's already started that way. They're going to come back off the bye Monday night. They're going to win against Seattle. Hopefully. I'm just dwindling on Houston the more I talk about them, but I'm not going to take wins, lose. I'm not going to take some wins away right now. I'm going to leave it as it is. Because the roster is just the offensive roster, the offensive side of the ball, the roster is like depleted. Week 8 at home against San Francisco is a loss. Week 9 at home against Denver is a loss. Week 10 at home against Jacksonville is a win. Week 11 away against Tennessee is a loss. Thursday night at home against Buffalo is a loss. Week 13 against the Colts is a loss. Week 14 against Kansas City is a loss. Week 15 at home against Arizona is a win. Week 16 at home against the Raiders is a win. Week 17 away against the Chargers is a loss. Week 18 at home against any of the Colts is a win. So six wins right now. They even if they win a couple games, it's like, hey, I don't see them winning 10 games this year. That's not going to happen. Their offense is not that strong with what they're missing and what they currently have on the roster. It's not strong enough. So, maybe 2 more wins can come from this, but right now I'm sitting at 6. And this division is going to be pretty low this year. What's funny is Jacksonville could catapult with 9 wins and take over this division and get to the playoffs. That could actually happen. No faith in Trevor Lawrence, but with his roster and with their schedule, they could actually steal a couple of wins and push to the playoffs with 9. All they got to do is win the division. That's all you have to do. Win the division and you're in. That's it. That's it. Win the division and you're in. We preach that all the time on here. That's how Mike Tomlin sneaks into the playoffs most times. Just win the division or come in second place and be a high second place over other second places. You're in the playoffs. Not hard at all. I always say it's not hard at all. It is not the easiest thing to get to the playoffs in football. I mean, not disrespect that game like that. But what I mean, statement-wise, explaining it, it's not hard to explain it that way. All right, so not a crazy show, not a long show. Wasn't that too much really NFL news outside of Fred Warner got signed. He received his extension from the 49ers. Purdy got paid. I know a lot of people say Purdy, what did he do? He hasn't done anything. He got money for nothing. Look, then why aren't we saying that about Joe Burrow? Why aren't we? He made it to the Super Bowl. That's it. Joe Burrow has done nothing since that one Super Bowl stint. That's it. But he got paid, right? What has Josh Allen done? Josh Allen can't get past the second round. Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes. What does Purdy have over anybody? He has beaten the Super Bowl champs before in the playoffs, by the way. That's important because that means he has to see them. He knows what stakes it takes to see them. He knows what the stakes it is to play against them and beat them. That's important. So he knows how to get there again. And based on their schedule, I tell you what, Coach is going to be ignorant right now. I haven't done something ignorant in a while. You know what I mean? I haven't said anything crazy in a while, right? We got to stir the pot up a little bit. Okay? We need commotion here. It's been quiet this offseason. And now I'm feeling frisky. Now I'm feeling confrontational. So how do we end FFC today? How do we say something crazy to end our show and get us ready for the future? Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Purdy will win a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. Yes, he will. I do believe. Because here's the thing. Even if the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl again, right? Because, I don't know, somebody else might do it. It won't be the Bills. Why? Because how crazy would it be that they're both in the playoffs again this year? They're both going to have good records to get them there this year. And Buffalo loses to the Chiefs in the second round. Not the conference title. We talking about second round. So the Chiefs go to the conference final, but they lose because it's a whole other team in AFC that's going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be in the Super Bowl this year. I just don't think it is. And if it just happens to be that Joshy boy finally made an appearance, if it's against San Francisco, who do you think I'm picking? Yeah. Brock Purdy. For those that feel that Brock Purdy did not deserve this contract, and for those of you that sit on the Josh Allen pedestal, Brock Purdy will be a Super Bowl champion before Josh Allen. Yeah, I like that. That's controversial. That's coach's talk. That's coach's last words. And I dare anybody to come sit in my face and challenge me, okay, to this 29 touchdown MVP who beat out Mr. 41-4, who beat out Mr. two-time top 20, only player in this year to be top 20 in quarterback, because he's top 10, and literally at number 20. He is the number 20 in running backs. And he wasn't MVP. Oh, Brock Purdy, Mr. Paid Money Man Purdy, okay, Mr. Purse Purdy, got the bag Purdy. I'm about to come up with a whole, if we're supposed to support the paycheck of these players, that he's one I'm supporting. I don't want to support Josh Allen. Josh Allen got paid. And Josh Allen didn't do nothing with his paycheck. And then he got paid again. And you want me to say he's going to do something now? No. Nope. I got two high-profile receivers who just got paid. Kansas City ain't got no choice. 13 wins, they're headed to the playoffs. They don't have a choice. That's who might be in the Super Bowl. They don't have a choice. They got to get there. You paid all that money to the wide receivers. You can't go no less. I'm sorry. Ain't no 9 wins out of this thing. You got all that money in that on those ends. On that one receiver and the 2. You better throw the ball. I don't have a choice. You better go out there and fly. You don't have a choice. So I have them up there. Okay. Joshy boy, I'm sorry. They walking your schedule and they walking you straight to death because you're not winning a damn thing. I'm giving it to Purdy. I'm giving it again. And let's be real. I'm not clowning the 49ers for their schedule. They didn't make the schedule. But the 49ers, and we haven't even gotten to them yet. But just listen to this part. Their last 7 games, okay? Their last 7 games are against opponents who were not in the playoffs in 2024. So that's what, 7-0 right there. Out of 18 games, out of the games they'll win out of their division, that should be an easy 7 wins right there. It should be. I'm not saying there's nothing guaranteed, but that's a big understanding of those teams suck. And if you don't believe me, watch this. Let me show you something because coach has I'm already putting the blueprint together with some of the teams I have already done, right? Let's go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, do you play the 49ers? You absolutely do. That's a week 4 loss for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so that's 1 win out of the 7 for their last 7. This ain't last 7. That was week 4. You understand? So that's 1. Indianapolis Colts. When do you play the Indianapolis Colts? So the Indianapolis Colts are amongst the last 7, okay? They're amongst the last. So we won't count them because that's amongst the last 7. Again, Indianapolis Colts suck. I gave them a 3-14 record. So there's no way the 49ers should lose to them, okay? Now, let's go to Tennessee Titans, who, yes, indeed, play who? 49ers. But again, this is the last 7. So we're not going to count that. It's a part of the last 7. So it's the last 7 plus the Jaguars right now. Okay. Houston Texans. When do you play Houston? You play Houston in week 8. So 7 plus 2. That's how many games right there? 9. All right. Now we're going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals, do you play the 49ers? No, you do not. Interesting. Wonder if they're going to meet in the Super Bowl. All right. Cleveland Browns, do you see the 49ers? Yes, you do. And guess when? Part of the last 7. All right. So keep that in mind. 7 plus 2. That's where we are right now. Pittsburgh, do you see the 49ers this year? No, you don't. Very important. They did not give them such a tough defense. Okay. Baltimore, do you play the 49ers? No, you do not. All right. So we have 7 games already established that they have 7 games not against opponents not that were not in the 2024 playoffs. That's very important. Now you got 2 other teams on top of that 7. We haven't even seen the rest of their roster or the rest of the schedule yet. And we are already and mind you, I don't take away home games from division. So you got 7 games on the back half of your season against opponents that were not in the playoffs. Okay. You got 2 other games, week 4 and week 8. That's 9 games, right? Can we add 3 more to the 49ers record? Sure. Rams, that's 1. Division rival. Seattle, they suck. Division rival. Who am I missing? Cardinals, they suck. Division rival. So, just off the 7, right? The 7 that we haven't gotten to yet. I mean, in the sense of we don't know who the rest of the 7 are yet, but 7, it was just stated by the reports. They do their last 7 games are against teams that were not in the 2024 season. That is, they're dog walking this schedule. I'm telling you right now. So you got that 7. You got the 2 that I mentioned, right? Week 4 and week 8. So that's 9. You add 3 more. They got a 12-win season. Just like that. I haven't looked at their schedule. You understand? We're going off of the reports of the last 7. You saw me take away teams because they were part of the last 7. And what teams were those? Teams I gave losses to the 49ers to. Browns, Titans, Colts, Jaguars. You see what? These teams suck. They suck. So, yes, Purdy and the 49ers are graciously winning 12 games this year. We haven't even gotten to that division. Again, we got a comment I didn't even see. My bad. Who we got? What's up, T? How we doing today, my boy? So it's just to say Purdy is undeserving of his contract. I mean, well, that's fine. If you're gonna want to believe that, then you have to say that about Dak. You gotta say that about who got paid. You gotta say that about Burrow. You need to say it about only person you can leave out is Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Can't mention their names. Super Bowl champions. Doesn't matter the number. Doesn't matter how many you have. It ain't about that. They made it to the dance. They shook their asses and they sent people home. Point blank period. They get left out of that conversation. They're not overpaid. They are graciously paid and could deserve a little bit more. However, if we're going to sit here and say Purdy hasn't done anything, neither has Josh Allen, who got paid. Neither has Trevor Lawrence, who got paid. Neither has Tua Tagovailoa, who got paid. Neither has Dak Prescott, who got paid. I mean, come on now. We can keep calling out people who got paid. It didn't do a damn thing. Brady never got paid 1-6. Brady got paid 1-1. See, that's his greatness. Had nothing to do with the contract. He was just great. He got 7 for being great. He got paid finally for appreciating his greatness. Yeah. Never got a contract. All that winning he did. Barely had money. Then got paid. Don't give me I say based on the way contracts are just fished out now, barely nobody. Because mind you, only other person out of that quarterback class who got paid was Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. And they won 1, and then they didn't win. And who else won 1? Flacco, and then they stopped winning. And look, you got to pay these guys when they win. But again, when you do that, you take away money. It's harder to win after that. It's just the nature of the sport because because of the salary cap. Does the NFL need to get rid of the salary cap? Oh yeah, Peyton got paid too. Thank you, Teddy. He did get paid too. Was Peyton's before or after he won? I promise you it was after he won though. Because back in those days, you weren't getting paid just for showing up. We weren't doing crap like that. But remember, these guys got paid, but none of them really got guaranteed dollars either. None of them barely got any guaranteed dollars. Like it was just the nature of funds was different back then. Yes, coach understands that. But we still can't take away from the fact that when you pay people so much money now, like that, what do you want them to do? They got paid. You want them to win what? You paid them already because you thought they was going to win. And they thought they were going to win too. And so it's a laugh. We thought. Had to be before he won late in his career. I don't know. I think if he got paid, it had to. If he got paid, let me see. I'm not gonna guess. That's what AI for now, right? Did Peyton Manning get paid before or after he won the ring? Okay, so before he had a base salary and incentives tied to team performance. After winning the Super Bowl, he earned a bonus payment based on winning team performance. So his contract after winning was actually substantially higher, obviously, because he won. But I think Peyton Manning around that time, he was one of those guys that came in paid from the draft, if I'm not mistaken. So that was it was a little different coming in as a rookie back then. You know, you actually got paid a little higher. And I didn't like that because look at all the guys who came out as rookies outside of Peyton who got paid all that money, you didn't do anything. Like, You have to earn something, man. You got to understand earn and worth. And if you can't put those things together, well, you're going to get a Tua Tagovailoa making $53 million who can't take a hit. Or you're going to get a Trevor Lawrence making 52 who gets outplayed by Tua Tagovailoa. This is what you're getting. This is this is what you're getting. Y'all asked for it. Okay? Pay that man. For what? For what? Because he looks good on the field? Because this year he had a good season. You know, there's a career-long thing that you have to do, right? You got to stay in the game. Like, come on. Y'all kill me with these paychecks and how people, you have to earn money. You have to earn money. We go to work every day. Do we expect a paycheck? If you say yes, you're dumb. I don't expect my paycheck. I expect to go to work and do my job. That's what I expect to do. That's what I'm expected to do. Okay? Now, when I clock out, I'm paid. No, I better be paid. I got paid because I clocked out. If I didn't clock out, I didn't get paid. They let me go. They fired me. They released me. You feel me? But if I clock in and do what's expected of me, when I clock out, ain't no, do you understand? I don't even check my bank account. I don't check my bank account. I know how much I get paid. I know how much my hourly rate is. You feel me? I know how much I'm supposed to get paid every week. I know how much my check is going to be if I decide not to go to work one day. I'm an hourly pay. I ain't salary. So it shouldn't be in expectation to getting paid. I should be expected to do my job. I'm going to get paid. See the mentality in that? You see the difference in that? I'm going to get paid. Every player that got paid the right way in the NFL got paid because they worked hard and they did what was expected of them when they showed up. They'd put their hands on somebody, then go in the offseason kicking people around as some shindig. Okay, they went to work. They ran up hills. Okay? They want you to know, be fearful of me when I step on the field. I'm not taking time off. There's a different mentality to wanting it over expecting it. And right now, every person that has a contract in the NFL expected it. They got what they expected. Let me ask you a question. Are we getting what we expected? Hell no. Hell no. Money has taken over this league, and this is the show for it. A 29 touchdown quarterback can win an MVP over somebody who worked extremely harder, who didn't expect anything, who was trying to get his team to the promised land. He failed. Don't get me wrong, he failed. But somebody got an accolade over him because it was expected. Because of his name. It was expected. What's expected is for you to go out there and do your job. He didn't do his job. Okay? He did not do his job. If your job is just to show up for 18 games and that's what we're paying people for, well, the state of the football nation is going to die. I'm sorry. We've put the dollar on too much for this game to be played the right way. I'm just sorry. $53 million ran his face into the heart that stopped, and he went to sleep. Curled up. Only thing he was missing was a pacifier. But that's $53 million on your football field. You pay $250 million to a man that can't beat one man. But that's greatness. That's greatness, right? The $500,000 man won 4 champions. But the $253 million man, that's subpar. He's subpar. Oh, he's gonna turn the ball over this year. Y'all think he's sticking to 6 picks? No. Josh Allen had 14 picks this year. You resort back to who you are. I'm sorry. I mean, Lamar did. Did he have 4,500 passing yards? Yeah, but you know how many rushing yards he had? He had 900 something, 80. He had 983 rushing yards. He had almost damn near 1,000 rushing. He resorted back to who he was because at times in them games he had to take over and beat him. Sorry. You didn't take over any game last year, Josh. You tit for tatted, point for pointed, but not one time last year did I feel that you dominantly took over a game and said, "This is me. I'm taking." Didn't see it. Didn't see it at all. So, will we see it this year? No, we won't. I'm sorry. It's not. That's not Josh Allen's game. I'm sorry. Josh Allen is the future. What's his name? What's his name? Old boy from the Chargers. They retired. I can't think of his name. Phillip Rivers. Josh Allen is the future Phillip Rivers. Have all the accolades in the world. You ain't win the championship, buddy. Sorry. Because if the NFL dog walks you to the championship this year, oh, I'm screaming rig so hard, I might stop watching because you're not good. You're not good. Then again, Purdy is what I'm sitting on. Purdy, Mr. Paid, Mr. Baggy Purdy. He's winning his Super Bowl. He's going to win the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. Those are Coach's words. I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Coach is out. Stay tuned next week. We have the AFC East. Yep, Teddy, that's you, buddy. Next Wednesday, 10 a.m., we're doing the AFC East, all right? We got a lot to talk about in that division. I get to go off on Josh Allen, and I get to slowly kind of praise up, depending on the schedule, a little bit of Mike Babel to see what he's about to do with these Patriots and Drake May. So we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time next week, Teddy. Be ready. Be ready to talk about the East. Be ready to clown Josh Allen. I love you. Everybody, Coach is out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.